Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Businesses War Podcast. My name is Elliott Forman, and on this platform, we speak about businesses that are really in the trenches, things that are really happening in everyday U.S. economy, markets, etc. What does it look like to be a business owner in today's society? Well, we're going to talk about that with one of the best in the city of New Orleans, arguably the best, the king of hospitality here in 2025, Christopher Prasad. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for the nice words.
Listen, no, you deserve every single flower that I could ever find for you. In fact, I'm a Google search a couple of them and give them to you. But here it is. You have successfully, quietly built an absolute empire in hospitality in the city of New Orleans. And my question to you is, number one, why? And number two, why here?
Those are tough questions. I honestly don't think of it like that. New Orleans, so originally I'm from Canada. I'm Canadian.
Okay.
2000, I went to law school in the States, moved back to Toronto after law school. 2008, the financial crisis.
Yes.
So all the law firms back then in Canada are doing business with Canadian firms that want to take over U.S. companies in the U.S. or vice versa. So we do the due diligence. Obviously, when the credit dried up, it's not happening anymore.
Right.
So he basically laid us off. My parents lived in Florida. I went back home to Florida and basically on the couch for 6 months just partied. Then I said, funds are running low. Maybe I need to figure out something else. So I never been to New Orleans before, ever prior to this. There was a company in Florida that used to do something called valet waste.
Okay.
They used to basically do the apartment complexes. Instead of you taking your trash in a bin, they have little bins by your door to scoop it up and go. So in my mind, I said, all right, there's like two climates that are the same. This company already had a monopoly in Tampa. So I was like, I could do somewhere else. So the option was New Orleans, Houston, Atlanta. I didn't like Houston, didn't like Atlanta. And I had a buddy who said New Orleans is the greatest.
Okay.
Such a great
He
city.
must have been a drunk, but go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he is, yes. So I took advice from the drunk, and I basically put a flyer together. I cold called a bunch of apartment complexes out here, and flew up here one weekend and started pitching them. I didn't realize that at the time, this is 2009,
okay,
that New Orleans was so poor, if that made sense. Tampa is a much more booming market, that more money's there. So everybody was like, we'd love to do this idea, but our residents can't afford it. And Katrina happened in 2005. The city didn't have recycling. So one of the locations, or the reason I actually moved here, one of the locations said, hey, we don't want the trash side. We literally just want recycling. I was like, recycling? I've never done this in my life ever before. I'm like, we can do that.
Okay.
So then I put together a flyer for them. They literally pay me for like 3 months up front. I didn't even agree to it yet. And I get a text on my phone. I'm like, payment made. It's like, shit, I got to start. So I just moved up here literally that weekend and started on Monday. And that's how I got to New Orleans.
Okay, so when you say you just started, so you just went around with blue bins picking up recycling?
So I had their building, which was Cotton Mill Condos. I had that building, and then basically I ordered the bins, put at the doors, and then game of schedule. Every Wednesday we're picking up recycling. So I would sell them, and then I would actually go pick it up because I wasn't big enough to have employees and all that.
Where did you put the stuff in?
So I picked it up, threw it in the back of my truck, and then at a MRF, like a recycling facility. I'll just haul it to and dump it there. And that's once a week.
Making trips.
Yeah, done. And I started with that. So then...
Hold on, let me stop there. First of all, I don't think you understand how the pivot from legal, to the couch, to the idea from the drunk that got you to New Orleans that you done bought some bins and now you picking up on your truck, going do mini recycle runs.
Well, you have to understand though. So like, imagine you're an employee your whole life. So I was in school till I was 25. Then I got a job as a lawyer. So people might think like, a lawyer is all fancy. It's not. It's basically, you're still an employee. You got a guy above you who tells you what to do, how to do it. And most of the times, they're idiots. And I was thinking to myself, I can do better than this guy, right? So the fact that you have your own LLC now and somebody's actually paying you directly to do it, like it gives you some kind of pride. You're like, oh shit, let's go, right? So that's kind of it. And then that morphed into, they had another company called Phoenix Recycling. I just start focusing on a commercial. City jumps back in 2012 into recycling. They started offering everybody free recycling. They had garbage trucks. I don't have garbage trucks. Garbage trucks, and I was building the commercial side. So what happens is when the city jumps back in, the guy calls me. It's like, dude, just buy us out. I'm like, how much you want? He's like, I want like 250 grand. I'm like, I don't have 250 grand at that point in time. Right? I don't. So I make it. But I know in my mind he has customers, like commercial customers, and I know he has garbage trucks. That allows me to do more, right? So I'm like, hey, I'll give you a deal. 40,000 up front, finance the rest for 3 years. He's like, all right, cool, done. I go in there, I look at his accounts, I go in there and basically change prices, do this, add my accounts to it. Now I have garbage trucks and I grow. And after then I start getting, we were probably the biggest recycler in the city at one point. I had 400 roll-off dumpsters. I had garbage trucks. I had all the festivals.
Listen,
do everything.
I need you to understand something. You got to tell me how from 2009 to 2012, you buy a new company, you multiply the company. That's real skin. That's not even 10,000 hours. That tells me that you really did put the time in really quickly. Your learning curve is incredible. You know, most businesses aren't profitable for the first couple of years, several years in case.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I understand that's what people say, but that doesn't make sense to me. For me to go in a business and spend a year, 2 years out of my pocket and not being profitable means the product is not really that good.
So let me tell you what I mean by that. So let's say you would have had to buy those trucks from scratch. Get that insurance from scratch, pay gas and pay payroll from scratch. And then now you add the real estate component and taxes from scratch. So it's very hard to be profitable on the first one. Now, I didn't say that we wouldn't have revenues, but listen, you just gave me something that I'm going to apply forever. You said, why not now? Right. And you just moved like you just didn't give a damn.
Well, so here's the thing, too. Starting a company from scratch is much harder than buying an existing. So when you buy an existing company, you pay a premium, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to pay extra $10,000. The guy I bought the trucks from, but he already had $30,000 in revenue. I go into his program in 1 week, I make $30,000 to $50,000 because I go in there and change prices.
Yeah.
Then I add in my company to it. That was probably doing $25,000, $30,000. So now I'm doing $100,000 a month, done, and with one buy. Buy. Yeah. So I don't ever want to like start a company from scratch. It's easier for me to just buy you because I already have a baseline. So
that's going to be your business model, is to always try to acquire acquisition.
Yes, because it's too hard to start. It's too hard to start from scratch, if that makes sense.
Because you got so many things to figure out.
Yeah, and you have no revenue. So then you're already jumping into the game saying, all right, $10,000 in rent or employees. All right, but I need to build a revenue. For you to build that route, it's going to take a year, 2 years to do it. Imagine to build a trash route. All right, you have a garbage truck. You're parked in Kenner. Mm-hmm. All your stops are downtown. Now, some guy wants Monday, some guy wants Friday, some guy wants Saturday. So you're going to run a truck all the way from Kenner, pay an employee 40 hours a week because he can't do part-time. Who does that? To pick up 3 stops until you build that route till you get 300-400 routes. Can't do it. So you need to build something with a base. Then it's easy. And then you add to it. It costs you nothing to add because you're already downtown.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that's key. I mean, that would happen to roll-off. I didn't buy a roll-off company. All right, I didn't start one. I bought a small one. But you had customers already in cans. Then it just kept growing.
So are there people always selling businesses out here?
Yeah. I mean, anything. Restaurants, clubs, anything you could get. It just depends on the price you're willing to pay. But in a lot of these businesses, too, you can get good financing, meaning they'll carry some paper.
Question for you. How do you just go pull $100,000 out of the air? What do you what is your mindset when it comes to that? When you're a small person trying to buy a roll-off company?
Yeah, but I mean, so for example, say somebody you got to bring some money to the table.
Correct.
Right? So you should have.
So you have a good mental aptitude for money. You understand it. You get it.
I understand to some degree in the sense of a lot of people are worried about, for example, going to a bank to get a deal to do something done. Sure, but they're going to ask for 20 years of tax returns, this,
and
that.
And your kids and all kinds of blood DNA.
Exactly, and they might give you that 7%. Versus me go to you right now, so here's $100,000. I'll pay you $500,000 in 4 years, another $40,000 or $400,000, and I'll give you 12%. Fine, but I'm already in the game now. Versus you're waiting on the sideline to save that 4%, right? But you're never getting in the game. I'm already in the game. I'll figure it out later. I'll refi it later, but I'm making money. I'm actually moving. You're just sitting there like, like it's all theory in your mind.
Yeah.
So when people chase it on the front end, you can't look at everything. You gotta get juice somewhere. But the key is to get on the field. Think of like sports, right? You're on the sideline. I would have done this. I would have get in the game.
Let me help you understand something. I've taken a bad deal that I knew that if I got out within a year, I'd be on the winning side.
Right.
So we all do that, and that's just entrepreneurialism.
For sure. I mean, sometimes there's never going to be a perfect situation. Like there's never anything that lines up perfectly where you're just like, this is a no-brainer. There's always something. The goal is to focus on one thing. Hey, my outcome is to be this. All right, how I get there. But it's not like you could line everything up perfectly. I mean, I'm in bad deals all the time. Not bad deals, but I get squeezed somewhere. And I understand it. It's part of the game.
And you know what? You're just about the margins. You live in the margins.
Yeah, and there's an opportunity there. And, I would say opportunities knocks. You just don't know when. So sometimes it's not an ideal situation. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example of one of the nightclubs I have. 420, which was the Brick Room.
The Brick Room.
I paid $400,000 to buy a 40% equity in it. There's a company out of Vegas. They weren't doing that well. So they brought me in and I kind of turned it around. So that was a May of 2023. 3 months later, the landlord comes to me and says, hey, you want to take the beach? The beach is the beach, right?
The biggest nightclub on Bourbon Street, historic New Orleans.
Yes, and he came to me and he said, you want to take the beach? And I know at that point I spent $400,000. I wasn't making money per se from income from the club. And that was a key money, $250,000 up front, plus your rent, $77,000 a month. Plus I need to do a renovation. And I thought about it for a second to tell him no, but then I said in 6 months when I walk down the street and that place is jamming, I'd be like, God
You'd be pissed.
damn. So I said, I'll take it. I make it work.
You got to go stand on Claiborne to get the money for just to come out of your,
Yeah, strap the mattress to my back.
That's what I'm saying, because like most business owners have great ideas, but they don't have the cash to be able to do things like that.
So, but here's the thing too. I mean, it takes risk too. So put it this way, you got to be mentally wired a certain way. The other day, a cop pulls me over. He's looking at my license. He's writing me a ticket. And he says, you're 45. How do you afford these cars? I'm 49. I don't have nothing. And I tell him, it's just a mentality. It's just you're not wired that way, right? I told him exact same thing. I said, if there's opportunity out there, I have $10. And to make that opportunity work, I need $12. I'll say, let's go. Versus you,
Boy, I'm done.
Right?
I'm done.
I said, let's go. We'll figure it out. Versus you, who is $10, opportunity comes up for $5, but you're scared. Oh, if it goes south, I'm going to lose my $5. Well, you're never going to win. Like, you're never going to go big. You're going to be safe. You'll be safe. You're never going to be poor, but you're never going to kill it. And like at the end of the day, if you want to just have money or be a millionaire per se, you get a regular job every year, put in your IRA, pay your little, put into your 401k, whatever you do. By 65, you will have $2 million. From 65, my hip doesn't work. I got blue pills. This is useless.
My hip's fucking with me right now.
That's what I'm saying. And you're not 65.
Damn.
Right.
So listen, you're saying no matter what, just evaluate the risk, but always take the shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you.
Now, have you lost as much as you've won?
No. I've lost per se, or never worked out as well as I thought, right? But at the end of the day, so I don't think you lose in the long run. At the end of the day, if you understand where you messed up or why something didn't go that way, then great. Because you gained something, some kind of knowledge experience. But if you just look at money, that wouldn't be a good thing to look at. You have to learn like the experience. You have to understand why it didn't work versus why it did work.
Okay, it doesn't hit me now. So you had to read a Think and Grow Rich book or something, because there's no way in the world that you're sitting here this poised having rolled the dice on yourself that hard.
I mean, it's all my money.
Correct.
So when I go in, I guess the thing is when I go into something, I put my money into it, I'm into it 24/7. So to tell you a little story, when I first came into nightclubs, so COVID happens. I have the male restaurant, which I bought. So ironically, the first building that signed up for recycling was the Cotton Mill condos. I bought the Mill restaurant in there, kind of like, oh, that's cool. COVID happens, Latoya goes crazy, city shut down, right? The restaurant's not going to work because one day you can stand up, one day you got to kneel down, one day you got to be on all fours. It was a joke, right? However, the good thing that came out of that, Bourbon was shut down. So when Bourbon was shut down, all these landlords, everybody left. All the landlords were begging. So this one landlord gave us an opportunity to come over there. Me and a buddy of mine and him. So my buddy goes in there and signs the leases, 3 leases. He's a contractor by trade, so he can fix shit, but he has no money. He calls me up. This is after I sold a trash company, right? He's like, hey, Chris, you want to do clubs? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, well I need some money. I need 3 leases. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we go in there, and at that time, I'm not a U.S. Permanent resident. And I'm just I'm on a visa. And you can't have a liquor license on that. So we're like, all right, whatever, cool. I did flips with a guy where I thought we were good. So we didn't have legal papers yet. We had it drawn up. And
you had a decent, healthy financial relationship with him. You had some camaraderie. Thought you were friends.
Right. So we go in and start doing clubs. So the first club we do is Fuego. Basically, so we did 3 clubs. Fuego's one. I probably put like $1.1 million of my money into these to the clubs and renovation. So then things are going. Now, I'm there every day, 24/7. I do every facet of it. Him, who technically was still the majority owner, never to be found. Has no idea what's going on, doesn't know what's his employees, this or that. Now, I'm out there every day. So I'm learning how they're doing things, what looks right, what looks wrong, yada, yada, yada. Me and him eventually at some point fall out, right? So the funny thing of the story is it falls out like a year later. He just kind of kicks me out, per se. I go back to what I'm doing. The landlord of the 3 buildings used to see me every night, 2, 3 in the morning out there at the clubs. He calls me up and says, hey, Chris, you want to come back to Bourbon Street? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then he gives me an opportunity with the Vegas guys and said, hey, come in. These guys are drowning. Get you back on Bourbon Street. So with that being said, it's not like I just put money in and disappear. I'm there every goddamn day.
Yeah, it's your investment. Yeah. Question for you. What happened to the contractor with the shitty behavior?
I mean, I sued.
Yeah.
But lawsuits last forever. And what are you going to do? Chase a guy who has no money?
Well, the reality is life is going to chase his ass.
Yeah.
And I know that.
No, I'll tell you this. I seen a guy on the street after I got the beach. I got 420, I got the beach. So everybody already kind of knew. And then I see him on the street. I didn't say nothing bad. I shook his hand and said, Merry Christmas. And went off. Because at the end of the day, if he wasn't greedy, or he wasn't...
You would still be in business with him.
I would have brought him beach.
But you know what? Most people can't get out of their own damn way.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, people are just greedy. And when they see that, like, you have to understand, like, some people who never had anything, I get it. It is what it is, but they're so short-sighted. It's all about relationships. And I learned that maybe in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's a relationship-driven thing. Like, you never screw anybody over. You don't ever know when you need that person, they need you. It's just, you never want bad terms with anybody. And I tell people this. I'm like, everybody who knows me, nobody says nothing bad about me. The only people who say bad things about me are people who see me, they don't know me, and they assume, oh, he drives this, he wears that.
Haters are going to hate from the cheap seats. Fuck them.
That's what I'm saying. No, exactly. And I tell people that all the time. Nobody who knows me talks shit about me.
Yeah.
It's only the people who don't know me, they assume who I am. And I'm like, come talk to me. I talk to the bathroom attendants. I talk to everybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I try to help everybody. That's the thing.
So I have to ask, how do you work that long? Do you have family?
I have a wife.
Okay.
No kids.
I got to be honest with you. That's a lifetime hack. That if I had to write a book to tell someone how to be successful today, I would say that you either have the children really late or you just don't have them at all.
True. But then also if you're married, your wife needs to be... Because
she's got to be on the right page with you, for sure.
Because you have to understand his priorities, right? And I tell people this. If you want to be good at anything, whether it's sports, this, even a marriage shit, everything, it's something you have to work at, A. B, majority of your time has to be spent on it.
Yeah.
So put it this way. there's some people who could, like your Elon Musk, who could probably do everything, and everything's successful. All right, great, but he's a one-off. Most people are a battery.
Yeah.
You have 100%, right, of energy. All right, now I gotta spend 95% on my business, or 30% on my children, 30% on my wife, 20% here, and 20% on my business. Who's gonna win? I'm gonna smoke you. Yeah. I could be not even as smart as you or not even much resources, but I'm putting 95% of my time.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm destroying. Like
it is going to make a difference, and it's a compound effect because we're talking about every single day.
Right.
I work 7 days a week. I know you do.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Every day. Plus, imagine if I was a little smarter than you, or a little bit more connections than you, and I'm working 95% of my time. It's not even close. That's why I think in the last. I mean, you have to understand. 2.5 years I've been back after the first mess up with the first guy. First club I got was May of 23. Mm-hmm. Within that time, I have 8 locations.
8 locations of the most popping places in the city of New Orleans that's tourist heavy, in the highest rent districts, most commercially accessible. I gotta tell you, that's not some place in the back where the lights don't work at.
Yeah, I'm not in Kenner. Right? You're talking about Bourbon Street. You're talking about CBD. You're talking
Fulton
about
Alley.
And that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, it's the snowball effect, the momentum, right? Once you get one and you get another one, and there's different levels too. Like once you get, put it this way, the initial clubs I was in were smaller clubs. Or B-level clubs. Mm-hmm. Once you start breaking that in at that level of A-level clubs or A-level locations, now people take note.
Yeah.
And they know. And then things happen. The reason I get a lot of these opportunities, because people know I'm active.
Yeah.
Right? So then they'll reach out to me and say, hey. So anytime I have phone calls, they don't call me for no reason. Like there's a reason you're calling.
Because there's a deal on the table. There's a piece of real estate or something that's on the table.
So that's what happens. But I'm just active in the community in terms of a lot of people are selling or not, but I'm kind of active. I'm picking up now strategically. I'm not just buying anything. It's something that makes sense for me or the big plan, if that makes sense.
Have you thought about what you're going to look like in 5 years?
No.
Do you think that far ahead?
No. I mean, I'm 45. Maybe by 50. I mean, do I want to do nightclubs? Probably not. But it doesn't mean I could hire somebody and I don't know where I'll be. And now it depends a lot on New Orleans economy, U.S. economy,
How many employees do you have?
About 200.
200 people depend on you to be the person that you are, so they have something to do for financial income.
Right.
And do you feel the weight of that?
At times, but it's not. I mean, at times, but it's part of the business. They're providing the service as well to me. So it's a trade-off, definitely. But I mean, I think overall most people, we try to make it it's a nightclub. We try to make it as fun of an environment as possible. And they have other choices. Like they can go work anywhere else. They don't have to work for me.
That's right.
I think we pay our employees on the Bourbon Street at least probably the highest paid managers, GMs, definitely out there. I think we treat them pretty well. But I mean, it's surprising when you think of that number because I don't even think of it. It's when I look at my payroll every week and I'm like, holy shit, 200.
Man, listen, payroll got me all messed up right now. I'm sick of that.
Mine's weekly. I should push it every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not even okay. But guess what though? That's hospitality. You have to pay them damn near every Friday or a Monday or something like that. They got to get paid because remember, this is the service industry.
Right. They're not the best at their money. Definitely
so,
not.
Do you feel like the city of New Orleans treats you right as a major tenant, major leaser, taxpayer in the city?
Because they pull me over all the time. Don't understand. Hey, man. Listen, the other day, someone on Bourbon Street, and these cops, the police were doing like a sweep or whatever. But instead of them focusing on the people on the street without licenses selling, vendors, the drug dealers, the prostitutes. This guy comes into my club, I think it was the Swamp, and he has a measuring tape. and he's measuring how far the speaker is from the front door. The rule is 10 feet, I believe. He's like, you're 9.5.
I need you to give me his name, his badge number, because I'm going to call him and tell him his name is Miserable Mark, and he needs to get him some goddamn business.
Yes.
Because there's no way in the world somebody paying taxes and rent and employing people needs to have somebody coming around with a yardstick measuring speakers and shit.
But this is the thing, and I told him, I'm like, what are you doing? We have XYZ. You know what he did? He wrote me a ticket. So I had to go to court. I didn't go to court, but I got a ticket. I'm like, really? So no, New Orleans, I mean, I'm not political.
Yeah.
So I don't deal in that realm per se.
But let me ask you a question. Who do you think is going to power the lights of the city? Is it going to be the one resident with one house that doesn't even want to pay the taxes on it? Or is it going to be the person with the highest commercial real estate in the city that's paying the most amount of rent?
No, I understand what you're saying.
I'm not saying that, the rich are supposed to get a special treatment. No. I'm saying just call it what it is.
Sure.
Because at this point right now, you know what you are? You are a public servant.
Right.
Because ain't nobody else taking risks.
Right.
Because most people, they make money and I'm going on vacation for my family. I'm doing what's good for my family.
Right.
You're making money and making an investment back into this community. So when you describe New Orleans, you got to describe the 8 massive locations that you have throughout the city, employing a couple hundred people.
Right. No, I mean, that's true, but they don't look at it like that. I'm just saying, they don't care. I've dealt with the French Quarter, who has a VCC. They rather have a building be dilapidated and look like shit.
Falling down, termite infested.
Giving me approval to renovate. Because the windows are not from the 1700s. But I'm like, you have homeless people just hanging out.
So listen, do you feel like fighting that fight, or do you just ignore it?
I ignore it. Because I don't have the energy for it. That's the thing. It's like the city is not very conducive to business.
No, they're not. And I have been saying that, and I'm not going to let up until somebody answers the question of why.
And the thing is, if you travel other countries, other cities in the U.S. at the very least, New Orleans, this is not normal. Like you go to Tampa, business driven. Miami, business driven. Why do you think they're Austin, Dallas, business? They're all about business. Here, they're kind of like, eh.
Hear me clearly. City of New Orleans and elected officials and people in charge of absolutely nothing. I am coming for you. If I find out that you're progressively destructive and you're stopping business owners from doing God's work, in my opinion, and paying taxes and making the economy better and making our city a destination where people want to come, and you're doing obstructionist work like measuring speakers, I am going to expose your ass. I'm the Black Lee Zurich, and the time is now. My next question to you. I hear you're getting ready to get into adult entertainment.
I'm not personally.
I don't mean you're going to get on the pole.
Yeah, I'm not stripping. No.
Okay. All right. So listen, are there any special rules around that you have to adhere to? Or can anybody just open up a Larry Flint Hustler Club?
I think depending on where you are, anybody could open on, depending on part of the city. I made a deal to bring in a Las Vegas company to do it.
Right.
So they're branding it, they're managing it.
Where's it going to be at?
226 Bourbon.
Good for you.
So across the street from the beach.
Excellent. Right. Oh, so you're gonna we're starting off in the 200 block. You ain't gonna push it down by Oz nowhere. You're not gonna do that.
No. I think this is it for on Bourbon. I have 4 places, so this will be the 4th one. I mean, for now, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I have two on a 200, 1 on 4, and 1 on 5. And then I want to expand out, maybe CBD, this, whatever.
Why don't you get a steakhouse?
Well, I have Crazy Johnny's and Veterans, but it's an everyday steakhouse, not a high end one.
I've never eaten there.
I'll invite you on my tab.
No.
Yeah.
No. You listen. I'm here to help. I don't want that. So listen. Where do you find girls to be in the adult entertainment place?
So they're gonna find them from Vegas. So I think they're gonna.
Wait, they travel?
I think so.
Oh, geez.
Listen, I'm not involved in that lifestyle, so I don't know. So basically what we're going to do, you have the beach across the street, and we're across Market. Mm-hmm. Like, go to the beach, go to Pepper Hippo, yada, yada, and that's it. But they're a management company. I'm not, like, you run the show, just give me my cut.
Now, do you sleep at night?
Some nights. So I'm on this new thing now. Every other day I sleep.
What kind of schedule is that?
I feel like I get more done. So this is what I'll do. I usually get really shitty sleep, right? But if I skip a day, I get really good sleep the next day.
Oh, that's just probably the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life.
It works. Listen, I'll tell you this. When I first moved here and I started a recycling company, I used to do that. I did that for a year. Let me tell you what I did. I'd get up, like say on Monday, I'd wake up Monday morning. I work, sell in daytime, nighttime, go pick up my trash. And then I wouldn't go to bed till Tuesday night. Dude, it worked like...
I'm already weak in the legs thinking about that. I can't figure that shit out.
I just run better because once I'm running, I'm running.
We all are.
Yes, but I don't need to sleep that much because I'll get like 3 hours sleep on a regular night. And it's shitty. It's like every 30 minutes I wake up.
Well, I wake up at 3 o'clock every morning like clockwork.
For what?
Not even to use the bathroom, just because I just roll over and look at the clock, you know?
And then you go back to bed.
No, I stay up for about 10 minutes and then I go back to bed.
Yeah, so no. You might as well skip a day and sleep 8 hours. I'm telling you, it works. I did it the other night. It was refreshing. Like today, I'm on 8 hours of sleep. Never.
Yeah, I'm a good. What, do you eat regularly?
Monsters?
Wait. I mean, like, you have a normal diet? You eat three meals a day?
So no breakfast. I'll do a Monster in the morning.
A Monster energy drink?
Yes. And it used to be with a cigar, but I don't do the cigar anymore.
You stop smoking cigars?
No, I still got a shitload in the car. I got Cubans. You want one?
Yeah, I do.
So, and then lunch, I'll eat a light lunch. And dinner just depends. I don't eat heavy. I'm a grazer. Like, I'll just pick throughout the day. I don't eat heavy.
Man, I can't do that. I can't understand it.
But if I eat heavy, it gets sluggish, lethargic.
True. But because of my boxing background, we understand the importance of rest. So we try to incorporate it into your day.
Yeah, but how much do you sleep? How many hours?
I'm doing pretty good on that.
You're 8 hours?
I know, I'm not 8.
You better not be. You'd be like, what are you,
probably
9?
6.5.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You think?
I mean, I get 3 to 4. Broken, which is shit. 3 to 4 broken is horrible. It's like, it's the worst thing ever. Because it's broken sleep.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm taking notes because this is all a part of my new 2026 push to see if I can go buy me some clubs on Bourbon Street in case you know any that's for sale.
So, I know a guy.
Oh, you know a guy, huh?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Like most business owners, they struggle with, taxes, real estate landlords, leases, CPAs and things like that. Would you say that you have a healthy infrastructure to make you able to run all the locations you have?
So yes. So here's the thing. Yes, but it's still improving. So you have to understand, 2.5 years, I went quick. So you just go and get them operating. So I'm fixing everything in hindsight. So like getting a really good CPA or something. Yeah, I'm doing it in a retrospect, if that makes sense, versus doing it before I get the businesses, because we're running so quickly in terms of finance and this, putting money in, yada, yada. I don't even have a good banker, right? But now I got to sit down and they say, all right, let me go find a banker now.
Hey, listen, I think that's mission impossible because the retail bank has moved away from relationships and much more to just put it in the bank and we'll do what we want to do with your money.
Right. No, that's true. So that's the thing. I'm working because I did so many so quickly. I mean, you're talking about a location every 3 months. Yeah. Which is crazy. McDonald's doesn't even do that. Then just a regular dude's doing it. So there is some lapse, I guess you could say. But now that's why I'm not sleeping. I'm catching up on everything. Yeah. So the goal is to have it all under one infrastructure, one branding, start pushing. We don't even market. Like you have to understand. So the credit card company came to us the other day and wanted to do XYZ. So I was dealing with this guy. This guy with New York. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, how much credit cards do you guys do at your locations? So you have to understand, some of these places haven't been open a year yet. Some weren't even included. So just credit card last year, we did like 16 million.
That's a lot. Cards. That's a lot.
Right. So I'm like, hey, when you look at it that way, in 2 years, just credit cards, you're talking about 80% of your revenue. So you're doing over 20 million.
That's incredible.
But that's what I'm saying. So
that's freaking Superdome numbers, bro.
Yeah, but I'm working backwards. I'm still, that's the thing. But I'm going to catch them and get done. So it's hard to find those people. Ideally, you should, before you open and everything, you should do that first. Yeah. But you're so excited to get good. Yeah.
Well, listen, what you're telling me now is just jump in the ring and figure it out.
And I never did nightclubs before. I never did trash before. I never did restaurants before. I never built houses before.
Listen, at the end of the day, everything that you see, somebody had to do it for the first time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is for me too, like when things if I'm doing the same thing over and over, it gets boring and it's not fun. So then I change. Mm-hmm. That's why, like when I was doing trash after 7 years, I hated it.
Here come okay. So wait. So you have ADHD where you just don't like to do things for very long periods of time?
I gotta keep learning. You have to understand, like when I first had a trash company, to see my trash can on the street was like, it's a proud moment.
Yeah.
Then eventually, I was so tired of it. I remember walking to the Superdome. I see one of my trash cans. I kicked it over. And I was like, that's not gonna be good. I kicked it. I was sick of it. But then when I did houses, same thing. I used to buy houses in the like what do you call it? Over there in behind Bulldog. What's that?
Lakeview?
No. Behind Bulldog over there in a magazine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's uptown.
Yeah. And we used to renovate them, old little shitty houses, and renovate them. Dude, and it was proud or fun to do. And then at some point, I used to do just cool shit, like put up, instead of wooden rails, you're running like glass railing up the staircase. And, and it was just fun to keep it exciting. Like for me, I didn't want to do it just a basic house. Let me give you something to pay for. So when you come to my house, you're going to pick me every time because it smokes everything else, right? So it's just certain things like that. I just like keep doing it because it's fun for me. Money is just more of a byproduct of doing well. But if it's all about money, it's not all about money.
Yeah.
It's about doing something you want to do. At some point in time, the clubs will get old to me, and I'll move it.
So listen, I think I understand now a couple of things.
Nah.
Number one, you are fearless.
Sure.
That's what it looks like. You could be, like the duck on water with the legs underneath and that calm up top. That's very possible.
Very.
And so entrepreneurs need to have a certain level of risk that they're willing to take in order to get where they're trying to go.
For sure. And that's another thing too, back in when I was a kid growing up, like 90s, I guess, right? The word entrepreneur was a bad word. It was like your kid.
It really was.
It was. And now everybody's like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not a... Put it this way. Imagine there's universities that teach entrepreneurship. I mean, you can't fucking teach that.
No.
It's like if I had a university, say Tulane University has dunking 101. Like, bro, you either have it or you don't. There's a no, I'm just telling you, you can't get me to dunk.
Yeah.
But LeBron James can dunk. He doesn't need a class, right? But my point is this. Like, you got to have the raw talent somehow. You can't teach it.
Yeah.
Like, you got to mentally actually think like that or not. But once you have the raw talent, then you can you can dial it in. Like I can teach it.
So you're saying it's an innate talent that you just happen to have. It's the wiring.
You have to. Like you have to have it some way or sometime in your life. You develop it. Because if you're not that type of person, if you're a guy who's very safe or a girl who's very safe, you can't be an entrepreneur by yourself at least. You maybe can join a group, but you can't just, if you never moved from one city to another city by yourself, worried about, oh my God, I don't know anybody. Like you can't, because you don't understand.
I'm crazy enough to do that.
No, I've done it. And the thing is, like, moving to New Orleans, I didn't know anybody. When I moved back to Toronto, I never been
So
there.
what'd you do? You just got here, got a hotel, and started working?
Basically, I had a contract, so I stayed at the Sheraton for like a week and a half until I...
Oh, my God,
Listen, I stayed at the Sheraton for a week and a half while Tulane kid moved out. I was waiting for him to get the hell for summer, and I subleased his place until I could find a real place 3 months later. But I'm saying, like, you just go. Like,
But guess what? Right, listen to me. You can't do that in a deep, committed relationship with children.
No. If I had a kid or a wife, I was done. I can't just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the key is, I would tell anybody in their mind, don't get married or in a serious relationship till they're after 30. 30, 29,
I would tell that to a young man. Don't do it now. Wait till you're at your peak potential, somewhere around 33, 34. You figured a few things out.
Right.
Get some wins under your belt.
Right.
Take the lumps alone. And the reason I say that is because... we've seen a lot of horror stories when it comes to relationships, you know?
No, but that's the thing. So, like, all these people are like, oh, I'm moving because of my boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, unless you're older, I get it. But like, you're 24, 25. Like,
Oh
dude,
my God, yeah, you got a whole life ahead of you.
dude, it's just, they just don't understand. Like, I'll even tell you this story. Nobody knows this.
Okay.
When I moved to New Orleans and I started a trash company, I had a warehouse in Kenner, right? So by the airport, Bainbridge, there's a brand new warehouse. They just built it. And I didn't have, so the rent was like $1,900 a month. And then, apartment was maybe about $2,000. So I moved, all right. So I stayed in Sheraton, got this guy's place for 3 months while I looked at a warehouse, tried to figure out all the stuff. He comes back from school. I was paying him probably like $1,200 a month. At that point in time, I couldn't afford $1,200 plus $3,000 a month in rent. I lived in a warehouse for a fucking year.
Wow.
Dude.
But guess what though? You can't bring a woman with you to the warehouse.
Exactly. Well,
you can't bring kids. Now listen, real talk.
Listen, some women-
American women you
Oh,
can't.
no.
Yeah.
I used to go to their house.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
right?
the reason I'm saying that is because, man, that's just extra added issue.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and this is the thing I explain to people. I can do whatever it takes for me to get ABC, but I can't expect my wife or my girlfriend or my kid to not eat or just drink Monsters today. I can do that because I'm chasing something, right?
Let me tell you something. When the last hurricane came, it wasn't Katrina. It was like whatever one came to New Orleans.
Bad one.
What year was that?
21.
In 21, there was a hurricane.
Yeah.
Here in New Orleans, and it shut the power down
For 3 months, a month.
I stayed in my house.
Shit, I was gone.
And sweat, and still did what I had to do in the city. But I could never ask my family to do that.
No, because it's you, like you're making a sacrifice. You can't expect them to make the sacrifice. If they do it, great. But I couldn't look at my kid and be like, we got to share the Monster. I couldn't do it. Because I'd be like, I got to go work. I need all the Monster. like, here's water, son. But this is, it's real. And it's just a sacrifice you got to make. But same thing, just like this. If things financially weren't going well and my employees need to get paid, I would not pay my mortgage or I would not do this to make sure they get paid because they didn't sign up for my risky behavior. They're just working. Right?
Hey, man, I'm putting that on a T-shirt. So at the end of the day, the buck stops with you.
Yeah, because I take accountability for what I do, right? So I can't expect you to do that. Now, if you sign up for me and say, hey, Chris, thick or thin, let's go in it. But if you kill it, I want this. But if you don't kill it, I'm willing to lose. Then cool, we got a partnership. But if I hire you as a $100,000 a year manager, and I'm like, bro, I just bought 12 fucking clubs and I'm broke because I'm still going to pay that guy as much as possible. I want to pay him his money before I take any money. Like my note on my house.
Because you're growing equity, he's just he's doing something else.
I'm chasing. He's not chasing. He's happy at $100,000 a year. I'm still chasing. I'm at that stage. I'm 45, but I'm still chasing. I don't know what. I'm chasing something.
Let me tell you something. I've made $1 million and absolutely brought home 2 of them.
Right.
I'm just telling you because I get it. It's what happens. Now, what's next for you?
I don't know. You understand? So, I mean, there's tons of things. Like as a kid, planning your life. You say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to college. Then I want to get this job." But at 25, I never see myself getting old. I mean, I'm 45, but as a kid, at 30 is probably the oldest I see myself. Right? Like.
So in your mind, you have a image of yourself.
Sure. Just like why people say, why do I drive the cars I drive? And then why don't you drive this car or this other car? I'm like, because on my wall as a kid was that car. So that's why I buy now. Now, if you say, hey, Tress, I'm not saying it's a bad car or anything else. No. But this is just my dream. And then the fact is, like, you could achieve your dream. Most people don't even get close to that.
Yeah.
Like at some point in time, you have to think you're great. You have to appreciate the opportunities you've had. There's tons of people in their entire lives who done everything that in their mind correct or what have you, and still never were able to touch anything that they dreamt of. The fact that you're able to do that, I mean, that in itself is...
I got a question for you. It's an economics question. What's worse, to make $1 million and lose it, or to never have made $1 million at all?
Never made it all. Because if you could make it, you can make it again. Trust me.
Hold on. Let me process. To make $1 million and lose it, or to never make it at all. You said
to never make it at all is worse than making it and losing it.
I think it's the other way.
No, because you at least made.
You got to be a dumbass to lose $1 million.
I mean, I burned through $1 million in like 3 weeks before.
Doing what?
Buying shit up. I'm telling you, buying shit, $1 million easy. $1 million now, they ain't shit.
You know how many people will never be able to make $1 million?
I understand, but that's unfortunate for them because at least, listen, I'm not saying you have to keep it. You could blow it, but if you're able to make $1 million, you should be able to make it again. Now, if you win a lottery and blow it all, you're an idiot because you don't know how to make. You don't have the recipe, so you're done.
I'm putting that in a poll in the bottom of this video. What's worse, to make $1 million and lose it, or to never have made $1 million?
Let me ask you this: how do you lose it?
It doesn't matter.
A bad investment,
it doesn't matter.
And cocaine,
because you touched not 6 figures but 7 figures in zeros of dollars.
Okay.
And so if you lose that, regardless if you tripped and fell out your pocket, or you gave it to a girl, or you met some stripper and named Destiny, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you lost it, you're a damn dumbass.
I think it's the other way around because here's the thing. All right. If you want, like I said, if you want $1 million and you lost it, that's on you. But the fact that you're able to make $1 million, not a lot of people can do that.
Right.
You're already in the thin air. You're rarefied air.
Okay.
All right. So you made it. So let me tell you. So I was telling you earlier today, there's this guy on Instagram, Bradley.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of money at one point in time. For whatever reason, he signed a lease or on a car and they gave him a Bentley. He couldn't afford it. He took the car. Right? So he takes the car and he says, you know why I took the car? It's a bad investment on paper. However, if he's driving a Toyota or he's driving a Bentley to a meeting, it's a different vibe about it.
It is.
Right?
That's like buying first class plane tickets.
Exactly. And I've noticed that even in my car. Like I pull up somewhere and people just automatically they're like the guards.
It's a talking point. It's a talking point.
And that's the thing. The same thing. You're able to do $1 million. Like you have to understand where that puts you from a confidence level.
Oh, for sure.
Now you lose it. Stupidity comes in, but at some point in time you could turn around. I mean, like I said, when I lost the clubs the first time around, right? I mean, I didn't know what to do because it chopped me in the legs. I bought Natchez, I bought the church, but that was my main income stream. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I'll lose it overnight. I still had some money in savings, but at the end of the day, I was like, what am I going to do? It took me a month or two to kind of
get your legs under you.
Yeah, and chill out. But then opportunities came up again based on relationships, and you're able to do it again. It's not like once you know how to do it, it's like riding a bike. It's not hard. It's the key is knowing how to do it. If you get $1 million and never learn how to do it, then you're an idiot.
Gotcha.
You got to learn. Once you learn, it's easy.
Any advice to a new starting entrepreneur?
Don't get married. Don't have kids. Mm-hmm. But honestly, at the end of the day, if you really want to be successful in something, you got to eat, breathe, and sleep it. Because if you put 110% into it, it's even if it's a bad idea or a shitty idea, it's still going to be somewhat profitable. If you have a good idea or a great idea, now it's even beyond. But if you're not putting the time and effort, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just not worth it. And you're not going to learn. You got to take the most out of it. Like you started out, and then you got to ask yourself this too, though. You can't lie to yourself. Whatever you could lie to me, you could lie to you, but you got to be honest with yourself. If you're good at something, go after that. If you're not good at something, admit that and hire that guy.
Yeah. You know what? That's probably been something that a lot of entrepreneurs are unable to do, is to scale past their mastery.
Right. And that's the thing too. So like when I did the clubs, when I got the first club, I was there every day, 24. Now I can't be there every day. So I miss that side of it, because if I go into a club, I can pick out things right away. Where people I pay can't, which is weird. But I'm scaling, so I can't be there every day.
So wait. I also read somewhere that in order for you to scale, you almost have to not care about every detail.
You have to, because it's just too much. Like, it's just too much. Listen, some of it will drop a little bit, but you have to look at the grand scheme of things. You're adding numbers. It's a number thing at some point, right? But the quality is not going to be as good as when I'm there.
Yeah.
Of course not. But I don't want the time to be there because the stuff I'm dealing with now, I can't hire a manager to do it. He doesn't understand the concept. So you'd lose 110% at the top versus 10% on the ground level, right? So, let me tell you this. When I used to do the trash company, it was me and like 8 guys, and we were doing 7 employees and me. And I'm working 24/7 with them. We're doing 2.2 a year. I mean, but profit-wise, I was probably taking home $1 million.
That's
right?
not bad.
That's not bad.
You know, most businesses live in 18 to 10 to 18% profit.
And guess what? I'm doing a job with 6 people.
God, that's
so
how
now
you do
you
it.
take out 6 people's salaries. That's $300,000, $400,000. But I eat, breathe, and sleep it.
Chris, I have something for you.
You do.
And my team, when they wake up, they're going to bring it to me. So check this out. I want to tell you that because I know New Orleans better than most people.
Okay.
I absolutely know what's out here and what's happening. And I'm here to tell you right now, the Businesses War podcast would like to present you with the Hospitality King of New Orleans for 2025 award.
Thank you, sir.
Listen to me. Yeah, this is some real shit. Let me tell you why, bro. Because
Why do you feel this way? Tell me.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I know what it takes to be a business owner. I am undoubtedly a business owner, and I absolutely support and partner with thousands of small businesses every day.
Right.
And the masterclass that you just gave me and my audience today on commitment to your brand, commitment to yourself, employing 200 people, multiple locations, and still being entrepreneurial minded about what's next and what you want to do with your future and the steps you took. Your story can inspire someone else. And I'm going to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and from my team as for joining us today. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to get to the next level, it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Business is war. It's unquestionably the toughest time in the history of our country that I can think of to start a business, to grow a business, to scale a business, but you can do it. My book does offer some help, but at the end of the day, things like this, tapping into podcasts to be able to learn about what others did to become successful. And this man right here is extremely successful, and I thank him for his time. So like, comment, and subscribe. Join us on the next episode. It'll be coming to you soon. But more importantly, stay focused and protect yourself at all times. Business is war, and I'll see you on the other side.